Now is just past 6:30, 6:33. So let's start our Satsang for today. A very warm welcome to everybody here to our School of Ancient Wisdom Satsang. This is specifically on Thursdays, we have the Spiral of Wisdom that was started by Ma Manize. And with a great deal of gratitude, we have put an effort to continue this program every Thursday, and it has given us a lot of value. So today we have a very nice speaker with us. But before we start, I request Swati to say the school prayer.
Good evening, everyone. Here is a school prayer. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden life, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you.
In prayer, that we are all actually the hidden light, the soul within, having a human experience. So this program is a program for seekers. So over to Deepti. Deepti, please introduce our speaker for today.
Oh, yeah. Our speaker for today is Ms. Deepika Murthy. Deepika Murthy, founder of Alpviram, represents a significant transition from a 15-year corporate career to the realm of energy healing in 2020. This wellness collective is dedicated to helping individuals pause, heal, and feel empowered through a variety of tailored, multisensory approaches. These methods include aura science, bioenergetics, epigenetics, art, theater, music, movement, and positive intelligence, all designed to cater to the unique emotional needs of each person. Drawing inspiration from quantum physics and Indian philosophies, the founder bridges traditional and modern wellness practices to promote comprehensive well being and inner harmony. Her holistic approach is deeply influenced by the principles of interconnectedness, uncertainty, and the fluid nature of reality, which guide her methods in holistic healing. This philosophy underscores her commitment to fostering growth, self care, and improved quality of life for individuals in personal, educational, and professional spaces. In addition to her healing work, she's an accomplished performing artist, including she's performed roles such as she's a Hindustani classical vocalist, a poet, writer, and a theater artist. She incorporates expressive arts into her therapeutic practices, enabling deep self reflection and awareness. Alpviram offers a safe and brave space for individuals to embark on their journey towards personal awakening, authenticity, and transformative growth. I'm happy to welcome once again Ms. Deepika Murthy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Deepti. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, Swati. I am so grateful and deeply, deeply honored to be here, to be just part of such a beautiful community whom I just chanced upon. And I think that is the beauty of life. We all just meet somewhere at some intersection point and we realize, oh, wow, this was meant to happen. So I think the whole concept today that I am going to be discussing with you also kind of revolves around that. So allow me to share my screen. Let me know if it's visible. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
All right. At one point, I will also be playing an audio. I think I'll check it first and then proceed so that it doesn't hamper the flow.
No, please do.
Yeah. Let me know if this is audible. Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. So today's a very interesting topic, very close to my heart. something that I chanced upon in my life. And although those little sparks were always there to understand, okay, what's happening around me, or rather not understand, really to actually trigger questions in my head. And I'm sure we all have so many questions every day throughout our experiences. We ask ourselves, why did this happen? Okay, why that? Oh, what happened with that person? Why did I feel this way? Why did I think that way? So there's so many whys, what, where, when questions that emerge in our heads every day. And I think this is the beginning of a great awakening inside. The more we question, the more we seek answers.
Maybe request everybody to mute their speakers, please. There's some audio.
Swati, you can mute everyone. It will help.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So before I really go deeper into what exactly is aura healing, and I'm sure all of you are so accomplished and you are practicing our ancient wisdom, you're learning, we all are learners and seekers in this path. I'm sure I will have a lot to learn from all of you today as well. So just before we get into the nitty-gritties and details, I would want you all, it would be great if you can put your videos on also, let everybody see everyone. The whole purpose of this is to connect through our energies, right? So if we are able to see each other, even better. So if all of you can, if you're wearing any footwear, just remove them. Place your feet firmly on the floor. Feel the ground, and we'll do just a quick grounding activity so that we all are able to get the best of here and now. So all of you just close your eyes. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the floor. How does it feel to you? Is it cold, warm? Bring your focus, bring your entire focus to the soles of your feet. Take a long, deep breath. 4 counts of inhalation. Hold for 2 counts. And 4 counts of exhalation. I will guide you for the next 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deep inhalation. Do the mental counting. And as you're doing this practice, keep your focus on your feet. Feel yourself getting firmly planted wherever you are. Feel every part of your body surrendering to Mother Earth. Loosening up, relaxing all your muscles. And with one last round of inhalation, holding, and exhalation, exhale with a deep sigh. Release. Beautiful. Okay. Slowly open your eyes and we can be back to the present moment. And I would just want you all to, with the thumbs up, if you can show if you're feeling okay, you're feeling grounded, you're feeling in the moment, you can just give a thumbs up. Great, great. You can even do the digital thumbs up if your videos are not on. Okay, lovely. So let's proceed. I want you all to look at, I'm going to show you certain things, and I want you all to look at them and just mentally think of what exactly is coming to you. And it should be not a very thought over process, right? So we're just checking in with our senses right now. This image, what does it trigger in you? You can put it in the chat box as well. I think my screen stopped sharing. Sorry. I think I'm not able to see the chat box. Yes, yes, I can now. Fun, joy, peaceful, chaos, happy, holy celebrations. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Hold on to this thought, and we are going to go to the next image. How about this? Dark, murky, gloomy, hell. I hear all of you. Mysterious, apocalypse. Wow. Anything else? Anybody? It's okay, even if you're taking a while to think, take your time. And we're going to go to another image. Universe. If you can try to define, name your feelings rather than naming the picture, what does it make you feel? Expanded. What is a feeling that's coming in you? You know, we name our feelings. We say we feel disgusted, we feel sad, we feel like crying. I don't know, holiday destination, but what does it make you feel? What does this holiday destination make you feel? Okay, wonder, safe, lovely, in awe, beautiful, joy. Okay, very interesting. And I'm totally loving this group. You know, they are so proactive and everybody's so in the moment. It's giving me so much of energy. Lovely. And now we go to the next thing, which is not visual, but it is sound. So I want you to hear the sound for a minute. I'll play it for a minute. pleasant, relaxing, soothing. All right. Now, I'm going to make you hear another one. Sorry. Okay. Let me see the responses. Nostalgic, brooding, soulful, grief, remembering, sad, mourning, equipoise. Interesting. Facing the truth of life. Oh, that's a very interesting thing, Ramesh. Okay. All right. Now, I have a question for all of you. They both were music. Both were music pieces. Why did one thing incite so much of joy, laughter, and so many beautiful things that you wrote, while the other one brought you that feeling of mourning or so many things? There was a lot of poignancy or sadness. You can unmute yourself and answer. I mean, you don't need to type everything. I would love to hear. Anybody would want to share? Why did these two feel different? Yes, Ramesh.
Well, I feel music is audible emotion.
Okay. Yeah.
So as you have a variety of emotions, you'll also have a variety of music, and that, as we know, each note is supposed to connect with one particular chakra in our pranamaya kosha. So each one denotes a particular emotion, and when you put it together in a certain sequence, it brings out that kind of emotion.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you have so much of knowledge, Ramesh, and I'm so glad that we all are learning today. Yes, absolutely. Anybody else would like to share, even regarding the visuals? Now, they were just flashes of colors. Why did this incite excitement, joy, while this literally an apocalypse? Anybody else would like to share?
Please do participate. It will be nice to hear other voices too.
And don't worry, it's just, it's nothing is right or wrong. It's feelings. There's nothing wrong with what you have felt. Every feeling is valid. What you felt is what you feel. This is how you have connected. Synced with some frequency of these specific emotions within the body and mind. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And these, we are only talking about visuals or sounds. We feel the same with a fellow human being as well. There are so many times we have entered a room full of strangers. We don't know anyone. We just have no idea about who's that. And yet, to some, we feel that instant pull. There is this, it's like as if there's a magnet, between a magnetic attraction between you and that person. You've never known that person. You don't know any of that person's virtues, qualities, or probably drawbacks as well. And yet, you're so drawn. On the other hand, there's another person you have again never met, total stranger, and you just don't like that person. for no apparent reason. How many of you raise your hands, like, that digital, how many of you have experienced this? Like, we don't know, we just not, we don't like it. And we say, I don't get a nice vibe. That's usually we say that, you don't get a good vibe. It could be a human being, it could be a place. You don't get good vibes with a place, with some event, with some happening. Yeah, absolutely. So why are we even feeling what we are feeling? Feelings, we do name our feelings, but yes, as Ramesh said, they are all very close to our internal system. That a particular feeling is stimulated by a stimulus. There is a cause and effect. There is a stimulus and there is a response in our bodies. But what exactly is happening? Because it's not like I pushed the ball and the ball went forward. There is no tangibility. You're not able to touch it. So everything at the end of the day, whatever we are connecting to, somewhere internally, there is a system which is present in that object or the person or the event or whatever, and a system in you, which is why it's a system, because it is interacting. When we say a circulatory system, means every part of it is interacting with each other. They are codependent. One is causing something other. And solar system, there is one Earth somewhere and a Jupiter somewhere. But why is it a system? Because there is an interaction between Earth and Jupiter also, through a lot of unseen fields, which are the energy fields. They all boil down to, when we talk about light or sound, they all at the fundamental level are nothing but energy. Light is a form of energy, sound is a form of energy. And energy, as we all know, class 8 physics, we were taught energy can neither be created nor destroyed. But I think what was taught in class 8 is something that we start experiencing much, much later in life, when we actually understand what exactly is that energy in us. The only way we have learned energy is the formation of ATP in glycolysis and Krebs cycle. That's all. In biology, we were taught, and some basic energy fundamentals in physics. But how are they all interacting? And that is where the cosmic triad comes. Whether it's a ball being pushed, or a person connecting with another, or a visual inciting an emotion in you, or a sound making you feel sad. At the fundamental level, as we said, it's energy. And what are those energy particles doing in terms of light? They are photons, they are particles. What is happening at the atomic level, at the electronic level? They are all vibrating. Something vibrates and causes, it's all cause effect. One thing vibrates somewhere and the effect is seen somewhere. Sound, you clap there and the sound comes here. The air molecules in between, they are all getting the vibration which was created due to the object. So at it, we talk about the cosmic triad, where everything in the universe, starting from your cell in the body, to the ball rolling down, to Earth and Jupiter, that is just a very small part of the universe, and the Big Bang Theory, going back, everything finally boils down to this beautiful triad where energy in different forms is sensed through certain vibrations, through certain movements, which are very subtle. And it's like the way, or if you want to measure the movement, we measure it in terms of frequency. Like, for example, if you are measuring how loud the sound was, or how low it was, how harsh it was, everything is at the frequency level. So it's the triad of the vibration, frequency, and energy, which together helps us not communicate. This is all the fundamental of communication. So whatever we are feeling, what is a feeling? It is a communication that is happening, a two-way communication between us and the universe. Just to give you just if we take light as an example. So this is the visible light, which vibrates at different frequencies depending on its energy. So the higher the energy, higher frequency, right? And that is the ultraviolet. And when that high frequency light, say if you pass it through the prism, I don't want to get into many details, but when you get the ultraviolet right, it is a high frequency light. Its frequency is very high. Red. Red is low energy. Actually, and that's the beautiful question I have. Why is red low energy? We always say red is high energy color. Why is red considered? Why red is low energy wavelength, low energy of the spectrum? But why do we consider red as high energy? Yeah, Ramesh.
Well, red is associated with the Muladhara chakra. If you look at the colors of the rainbow, each one is associated with each chakra, and that is normally the lower vibration. It's got to do with rajasic energy and action. So that is where we say high energy, because when you see red, you're excited. Even some restaurants use red as a way to get people to be more hungry, for example. For wild animals, when you see blood, you're more energized and you're more activated. So we call it high energy from a materialistic perspective, but actually from a vibrational consciousness level, it is actually of a lower level of consciousness. Then as we go up in the rainbow of colors, indigo and violet are associated with the higher chakras. So
correct.
that's my thought.
Right. That's right. Absolutely. No, that is absolutely. In fact, we are going to come to that as well. But why we say, and this is just, it's like, we have those tidbits, those things I would just like to give that to you. Although red is on the low energy spectrum, but why it's high energy is because the number of photons that are reaching you are more in number. It is less scattering. That is why blue, ultraviolet, everything scatters more, which is why we see the sky blue. Red doesn't scatter so much. It's very focused, it's very constant. That's why there are more photons reaching our eyes. And because we have the cones and all the photoreceptors, we receive red. And that's why that's why the temperature also increases. It has more photons, therefore more photons clashing your, eye receptors. So which is why it increases, and which is why we see too much of red if we keep seeing, it's like after some time it gets very disturbing, your energy will shift. And same thing if you keep seeing the violets and the blues, it's more calming and you feel a little more expanded. So yeah, just coming back to it. So this is how the entire conversion happens. And this is what happens even inside our body and outside our body. So now, if we talk about the chakra system, like Ramesh beautifully told us, now chakra system, these are basically, you can think, for example, we have circulatory system where the blood vessels are carrying blood everywhere. We have the energy also energy also flowing through our body. Think, like visualize if there is a network in our body, the nadis, right? The different nadis through which, and they are fine, like सूक्ष्म hai. We can't even imagine कि वो दिखते कैसे होंगे, but it's not like tangible. It's just the flow which gives it a shape rather than a shape giving direction to the flow. So the flow of it, because it's high, every part of your body, every little nano millimeter square of your body area needs that energy. So it has to be so well reticulated. It goes all over the body. But then, if it's only inside, how are we going to interact with another person or the universe? That is where we come to our body is basically not, body doesn't limit to the level of our skin. Our body actually goes much beyond our skin. And that is our energy body. This is only the visible body, the skin, the casual, or the carnal existence where we are given a shape, just like a tumbler. If you see a steel tumbler which has hot water inside, we'll say, oh, the volume of hot water is only the volume of the steel. But no, try to bring your hand closer. You will feel the heat even outside the tumbler. That is because the energy, maybe the volume of the stuff inside is only limited to the vessel, but the potential or the energy of that stuff goes beyond it. And that is what happens when why do we feel warm just outside our skin? I want you all to rub your palms nicely. Rub, rub, rub. We are going to experience our energy body. I'm sure many of you would have experienced it earlier, but I would love to do this with you all. Rub, rub, rub nicely, and you can feel the warmth, right? Now, keep your hands in a namaste position, close your eyes, and just try to separate your hands a bit. Little. Don't let your skin touch. Keep going further, keep going further. Further, Ramesh. Little more, little more, little more, right? Not that much. Little closer, little closer. Yeah, maybe this much, if you all can see me on the screen. Yeah. Now, keep your eyes closed. Just focus in the center of your palm. Try to pulse your hands. Pulse your hands to and fro, to and fro. How many of you can feel as if something is there in the center of the palm, which I'm pressing? Yeah. How many of you could feel? Could you feel? Yeah, Ramesh felt. Anybody else? Please raise your hands if you felt that. Yeah, Puneet raised his hand. Samsung, if okay, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. If you can rename yourself, it's much easier to communicate. Yeah, so what was this? This was invisible. We just rubbed our palm and something happened, and now suddenly we feel, okay, there is something happening in between our palms. What's that? This is nothing but your energy body. You activated it and you converted that. Yes, Govind, yes. Right. So you just activated it and you could feel it. That activation, yes, there was a physical process of activation, but there was a very, very tangible, although it's very subtle, but subtly tangible result that you got. This is nothing but your energy body. You caused certain vibrations when you rubbed your palms. It got converted, the electromagnetic field that we have, because we are all electrical beings actually. We have electrical current running through our bodies, and we are connected with the universe through a magnetic attraction. So we are all electromagnetic in nature. So one hand and the other hand, two electromagnetic parts of you are basically interacting. And this is basically your aura. So your aura is nothing but the part of your energy which starts from your skin outward. So your aura is basically that part of your energy. So that think that there is one part of energy which is inside, where the chakras, nadis, they all take care of the whole system. And then there is the aura. So remember that it's your energy. So it is your aura and that aura which were not in resonance. Resonance tab hota hai. What is resonance? When two frequencies meet and they are in sync with each other and a beautiful sound gets produced. But sometimes two kinds of energy may not be in their frequencies don't match, and we actually use this I don't know, very casually. I have heard people using, our frequencies don't match. But if you go down, actually, this is what is happening. Your frequencies are not matching. The frequency of your energy body is not matching the other person's. There is a conflict. So there's no resonance, right? So just to sum it up, everything in the universe is energy, which vibrates at a particular frequency. Sound, color, for example. As Einstein said, E is mc square. What does that matter? And energy are interconvertible. Everything is interconnected to everything. Now imagine if you are in this universe, you imagine you have an aura, everybody has an energy body. Now you cannot be secluded because it's ether in between. You will connect. If in one corner of your room you're sitting and singing Ramesh, and say your friend is another corner of your room, Can you avoid your friend not listening to your song? Can you prevent that from happening? No. If you're singing, it will reach. So whatever we are doing is reflected through our energy, and somebody is catching us. So we are all that. It's like our antennae. Our aura is like that antennae which is catching so many other other energies. Just that because we have a human form, so we recognize, we can name that energy. Oh, this is Ramesh's energy. This is Radhika's energy. Otherwise, it was like, that's what the soul is. Soul is formless. So in the universe, when soul is there, okay, it has its own nomenclature internally, its own group, but it doesn't have a name because it doesn't have a form. And it's free to interact. There is no physical body which can stop, right? And so, in fact, this interconnectedness to everything was beautifully shown in a theoretical physicist, by a theoretical physicist through an experiment. I don't know how many of you have seen the experiment of the electron spin, the quantum entanglement experiment. Has anybody experienced, seen it, a video, or learnt about it? So this was, I think, my first lesson of quantum physics, which took me into this world of energy. And I'm sure, I think there's an electron, okay? And every electron has a particular spin. Remember, we saw these two spins of an electron. Think that they are two different electrons, right? One is an anti-clockwise and one is clockwise. They have this interconnectedness, which was proven through this experiment. So what the scientists did, he basically, say he determined, you take one particle. He took one particle at a distance. Okay, now this I'm going to give you a very nice maths. So we know the speed of light, right? And if we actually bring it down to feet, distance, if we say, like, if we measure the distance of two objects in feet through which light is traveling, light speed, the light travels 1 foot in 1 billionth of a second. So that's the speed of light, right? Now, which means that if I'm going to place two things at a distance of 10 feet, it means light should take 10 billionth of a second to reach. Pure maths. Now, what this scientist did, he kept one particle and the other particle, the two particles 10 feet apart. Pretty much that long, right? Now, by nature, any particle has these, probably if you can see this image, there are different possibilities of a spin. It could be up, down, it could be diagonal, left, right, it could be diagonal, right, left, or it could be horizontal, right? There could be many combinations, but in these entangled particles, if one particle is going in the left direction, the other one will always go in the opposite direction. So that's the nature of the particle, the spin. So what this is doing anything with the second, he's not touching the second. The moment, so for example, he determined the left-right direction for the particle, okay? See, okay, so if it's left-right means if one goes left, the other will go right. So then he gave this right spin to the first particle. Immediately, the particle spin after 5 billionth of a second, was the spin of the other particle was measured to be in the opposite direction. And every time he changed the spin, immediately in 5 billionth of a second, the other particle will change its spin to the opposite direction. Now, light should take 10 billionth of a second, but within 5 billionth of a second, the other particle changes direction. That was the biggest head scratcher for Einstein because it was totally annihilating his whole research. He said, how is that possible? Because nothing can travel faster than light in the universe. How is this information from one particle to the other getting transferred faster than light? Light would have, remember, light would have taken 10 billionth of a second, but this information got transferred in 5 billionth of a second. And he called this spooky action at a distance. And this was where quantum entanglement took its genesis. That this is how it works. Nothing else can explain. There is nothing else can explain. Which is why so many times, how many of you felt intuitively something like maybe you're feeling very worried about a friend or anybody, maybe a family member. You just get up and feel, no, there's something not right. And something really was not right. How many of you have experienced this telepathy that we call? Have you experienced this or anything? It could be not just with another person. It could be just with some happening. You would have felt, oh my God, I think this is going to happen. And it just happened. You came to it, it's already happened. You didn't even know, but it had happened. Quite a few times. Yeah. Yeah. And Ramesh, I'll come to that for nadis detected and measured. Right. So this is the whole basis of where we talk about how energetically we all are connected. And because we are energetically connected, and because energy does so much, it's all energy which is causing us to feel in a certain way, whether it is physically or emotionally, which is why the whole concept of energy healing has come. Because if something is so powerful that it can determine your state of being, then it can definitely be used to cure, to heal, to make you feel better, to bring you out of any state which is not conducive for your thriving. So that is how the whole, yes, Ramesh. Yeah.
Just a quick question to understand this better. When you said particle, are you talking, is this a kind of subatomic particle or is it atomic,
Yes.
or is it like
It's a subatomic
molecule?
particle. Yes, it was a subatomic particle. It's an electron.
So if it is a subatomic particle, how is he able to keep two subatomic particles?
Yeah,
10
that's
feet
how they
apart?
did. That was the whole experiment. They have special equipments. I will also share a link probably with you all, and you can go through it. They have that equipment. So when they do that, like we have the particle accelerator. So particle accelerator is nothing but it goes into the subatomic level. The subatomic particles are fired. So you can fire single electrons. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. So now, since we all know that we spoke about our electromagnetic system in the body, how our energy inside and outside is connected. So first of all, we have to be connected to our immediate energy system, right? Through our nadis, through our chakras, right? This is just a very pictorial depiction that, yeah, Ramesh? Okay. So this is the pictorial depiction that because the electromagnetic field, it has polarity. So polarity, that's why we also have our polarities. We have the Shiva and Shakti are polarities. The yin and yang that we call in modern, the traditional Chinese medicine and even other modern medicine science, we all have that polarity. And which is why the connection is set, right? So now the left one has its own aura, the right one has its own aura, and then the auras interact. So now coming to what exactly, now this is where, just to give you all, we all know about, the flow of prana, the different components of it, and how through breath, that is where that is why breath is important. It's like breath is like the carrier of that prana. Without that, there is no free flowing. Which is why it's very important to have breath work, to inculcate certain breath work practices in our daily life so that we are just keeping our body in good pranic flow. So If we actually divide, this is how our entire system is divided. We receive, we perceive, we process, circulation, digestion, right? And then we let it go. All these 5 steps are very important. Whatever we take, and if we keep hoarding it, if we keep it inside in our bags, it's not going to do any good. They have to be in a continuous state of flow, should be cyclic, going out, coming in, going on. That is where it, it's smooth. It is in the best interest of your body and mind, right? Here, I have mentioned the chakras, but I am also going to go deeper into this. So just for everybody to know, so chakra system are nothing but, think these, the nadis, these energy channels, because they are going to all different parts of our body. There are certain parts, certain, say, intersections. It's like we have the ganglions where a number of neurons come and cluster. So these are basically centers where it's like that circle where many roads are coming. Think like that. So that becomes if that is clogged, what happens, and especially the Bangaloreans will know, if one circle is clogged, one cross is clogged, all roads blocked. Exactly. That is what happens. If a chakra, it's like that intersection point of many different energy channels which are converging and diverging from there. If that is not functioning smoothly, all the other channels get disrupted. So whichever nadi, whichever channels are diverging and converging from and into that particular chakra, that particular intersection point, are those points, they have to be in a healthy flow. And that flow is called the spin, basically. That's why we say the chakra is like a spinning ball of energy. That has to be clear of any blockages. Now, they are not just 7 chakras. There are 114 chakras in our body. But then these are the major 7, and there are 2 more main chakras, which also come under the category of main chakras, which I will tell you later. They are very important because from here, all the unclogging and all the traffic, it's like this is the traffic signal. Everything works smoothly through these. Okay. So this is the same thing as we say that, we are in a perpetual state of quantum entanglement. We are one, and which is why we say we are one. So sometimes what I have seen is in our Indian philosophy, all these things have existed. See, Einstein and Nikola Tesla, they all came much later. Our ancient wisdom has been from BC era. So everything had existed. Nadi Shastra existed from them. Natya Shastra was written in BC, where it was a whole landscape, entire landscape of emotions. You want to know about emotions, read Natya Shastra. You don't have to pick up any psychology book of the modern times. Pick up Natya Shastra and you know everything about emotions. So everything existed. Just that, unfortunately, it did not go forward to the seekers. So many times, so many of our ancient books, scriptures got destroyed because of the various invasions that happened, and so much of destruction had happened. Like we know the famous story of Nalanda University. It was burning for days together because so many books were there in Nalanda University. Imagine the kind of rich knowledge that was stored. So just that it never went forward, but once this quantum physics, when it came in the 1914s and all that era, that is where people started actually understanding, at the energetic level, because then physics experiments were done. So it's like tangible proof was seen. That's when people started delving deeper. If you see, that is where actually the whole, I would say, boom of yoga in Western countries started. Only after they actually discovered these things about energy. Till before, nobody bothered, but we had the richness of it. So, so if we actually now think in terms of energy, forget about the body, forget about how I look, how Ramesh looks. He has specs. I am wearing sari. Somebody is wearing blue. all the physicality, we just dissolve. What are we left with? With just balls of energy. So if we actually go into that essence, what are we? It's this energy. It's like, it's there. If you're seeing, if you're observing, it's there. Otherwise, it's not there. Only if you set your observation to something, you actually feel the presence of it. As it says, yatha drishti tatha srishti. जहां हमारी नजर है, जहां हमारी दृष्टि है, वहीं हमारी सृष्टि बन जाती है. Which is why we say it's so important to focus ourselves on things which are advantageous to us and not which will actually bring us down. Things that are going to expand us, not contract. We come from Shunya. Energy, like Big Bang, comes, expands. The physicality collapses and you go back to Shunya. But all that happens in between. And that is what in between that we are going to talk about. Then what happens, what should we do with that aura we have? So it's like we all will feel, kya karna hai aura ka? Okay, we know there is aura, but what should we do about it? Now something is there. Sometimes we just say, okay, this is destiny. If something is happening to me, oh, I'm feeling this way, I'm having these issues, maybe this is what God planned. I think that would be for another day. But there we have been given free will. There is God's will and there is free will. And our free will is so powerful. We have the intellect. We have all the ammunition and every, we are equipped so well to actually use that knowledge so that we energetically rise. We higher our vibrations rather than lowering and just collapsing into, just oblivion. So aura is nothing but therefore our energetic blueprint. This again is a very pictorial representation because we need some kind of representation, some graphic. But aura is much more than what is seen in this photo. And they are not only 7 layers, there are many like sub layers also. But I don't want to go into many details right now. We will stick to these main layers, which which we are able to relate, because you will know as we go forward why you are able to relate with these layers. So if we start from the inside, the physical body, that is, or rather we can say the body. This is our body. Right outside the body, the energy layer. Remember, we just saw when we rubbed our hands, that is the physical. That's the physical layer of the aura. Usually it is from 0 to 2 inches from your body. Okay. Then we go a little further. There is emotional layer of the aura. And why they are named such is when I'll go to the next slide, you will know why they're called that. Right. Then we have the mental layer, the imaginal layer. So these layers are as we are going away from our bodies, right? The outermost is the divine layer. It's like think that is the one which is exposed to the universe. That is from where everything is getting connected, where we are one. And that is the divine layer. If you all have read, and I'm sure many of you have experienced during meditation, or if you have really got into that path, that enlightenment. What is that enlightenment? It's a big word. So enlightenment is nothing but when you're crossing all these layers and your divine layer is now in absolute purity, able to connect with the universe. That is enlightenment. And that is where all the other layers, they are so pure and so clear that it's like they actually do not exist. When you reach that divine layer, it's like when you reach that layer of, if we talk about Ashtanga Yoga also, the Samadhi layer, or just before Samadhi, nothing matters. Your physical essence is not even there. The mind does not register your physical essence anymore. So that is your divine layer, right? So of the many sub-layers, these 7 layers are the major ones, which reach out from your body to receive and communicate information from the outside world, people, and your soul. And this information moves into your aura from processing and assimilating. Now, Again, these, although they are like, color coded and everything, but they don't work independently. They work in unison. Everything is affecting everything. But at the same time, it has its own characteristic also. Okay. So now we know the layers of the aura. Yes, Ramesh.
Are these the 7 layers correlated with the Panchakosha system?
Yeah, they are.
Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya.
Yeah. They are actually, why are they related is because how that energy, it's like each channel of energy is flowing. You will come to know once I'm going to come to the chakra part, right? So here we all know that the 7 main chakras we know, and the 2 additional chakras that I was talking about is the cosmic chakra, or we also call it the soul star chakra, and we have the earth star chakra. So these are not part of your body. They are not inside your physical body, just like other 7 chakras. They are outside, but they are concentrated, like intersections of energy, which are right above your head, quite not like immediately above, but quite above. It's like an antenna which is receiving all the cosmic information, all the energy from there, right? And same, the earth star chakra, the Gaia that we say, the mother earth energy, that is the one which is connecting you, which is grounding you. So here it is elevating you so that you have the divine connection. This is the divine connection chakra, whereas your earth star chakra is the connection with mother earth. Because if these 2 are not there, the whole equilibrium shifts. Now think, it's like there is a balloon. Now balloon has all its layers. But if we don't have that string which you tie, it will be floating somewhere. So the earth chakra is that string of that balloon, which keeps it grounded, which is why even to experience that energy, that level of energy, and help yourself, higher your vibration, first, we have to be grounded with the earth, which is why the Mooladhara becomes so important. So if your earth star chakra is not balanced, your Mooladhara is not, it's not getting its energy. Mooladhara is the base of the trunk. But if the roots are not healthy, how will it connect with the earth energy? So earth star and soul star chakra become very important. And this is how the chakras and aura are connected. Just think, if little more pictorial, just graphically, if I say, if the aura is like that, chakra is like going perpendicular inside. They are all like this. It's like each chakra is connecting all the auric layers. So if you can see on the right side of the diagram, this is how the chakras are connecting the various aura layers. Okay. And therefore, and now you know, Ramesh, you got your questions, because now chakras are connected to the koshas, right? So everything is connected. Nothing is working independently. The nadis, the koshas, everything is connected. Yeah.
In fact, I think it's maybe just expansion of the kosha system, whatever you just mentioned.
Yeah. See, everything is finally, as I said, see, the kosha system also, if we talk about, it's nothing but it starts like layers. They are different. It's like, you have your departments in your body. Yes. Right? Different departments, therefore, are going to vibrate at different frequencies because they have different duties. And how are they going to vibrate at the correct frequency is only when the right flow of prana goes through. If the prana is flowing through also, that the flow has, see, it's like, nothing is the start or the end. We cannot say it starts from here and then it goes there. It's a cycle. Everything is leading to everything.
So what I see normally when people talk about the Panchakosha system, you talk about the Annamaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha.
Yes.
So what I'm seeing is a direct correlation where one of them I think has been further subdivided. Your physical layer is the Annamaya Kosha, that is your material body. Then the emotional layer perhaps correlates to the Pranamaya Kosha or the etheric being. And then your Manomaya Kosha is the mental layer, which is the mind. Yeah. And then the Vijnanamaya Kosha is the one that is further divided in your case to imagination, etheric, and spiritual.
Yeah. And the last, the divine.
So what is the difference between the spiritual and the divine layer? Is it
Yeah,
also
I
the
will come to it. Yeah, I will come to it. So I'm just going one by one, the physical layer. I'll be quick because I don't want to run out of time. So the physical layer, as I said, it's from around 0 to 12 inches from your body. And that is directly connected to your Mooladhara. See, okay. And this layer basically keeps the chakras and meridians in good operating conditions for good thriving, right? Connects to the Mother Earth and responsible for creating and maintaining your physical health. So anything going wrong with your physical layer will reflect on your physical health. So it's the health now, keeping in mind how the health is getting affected by each layer. Okay. The emotional layer, which is 12 to 24. See, if we say on an average, a 6 feet aura is an average aura a person has. It could be more also. It could be more than that also. I have personally experienced 12 feet aura, 14 feet aura people also. So there are some people who are extremely magnetic. You really feel very drawn to them. Probably they have a very large aura field. So then emotional layer. And this emotional layer, basically you can think that each layer is storing some information, right? So this is all about your actions and reactions. How do you feel? How do you respond to certain experiences in your life? Everything is in your emotional layer. And this is connected to your Swadhisthana, the sacral chakra. And it glows orange. And therefore they have this color thing also. And each color, and there is a reason, because it's that particular frequency in which that chakra is vibrating, is spinning. The energy, the electrons there are spinning, are vibrating at a particular frequency, which is why the color which is seen is orange, just like passing through a prism. Mental layer is almost 24 to 36 inches away from the body. And here, it's like your belief systems, your thought process, all the experiences, making you think, making you feel, or making you think the way you do. Those are the things which are there in the mental layer, and which is a very important layer because that has a great role to play in the destiny you carve for yourself, because your belief systems and thought processes also affect how you're going to feel about certain things. And only then you are taking decisions. And this mental layer is connected to your solar plexus or Manipura, glowing or yellow in color. The astral or the imaginal layer, which is the astral body, we say, this is like you can say the center point. It is balancing the 3 chakras below and 3 above. This is the 4th one. And this has immense information. It's like assimilation and interpretation of the 3 above and the 3 below chakras. That is why Anhata, your heart chakra, becomes such an important seat of balance, of how you are balancing your. So, which is why when you say the brain, heart, and gut axis, the heart comes in between. It is balancing your thinking and acting, because that is going to determine. Yeah. And yeah, right. Then comes the etheric template. That's another layer, which is connected to your Vishuddha, the throat, and it glows blue in color. And this particular layer determines the way you communicate. It's the way you create, the creative energy that's there in you, right? And in fact, this is a great storage layer for all your life purposes that you're going through, right? This is very important, that how, and this communication doesn't mean just talking, it's communicating with the universe. How well your thoughts are free flowing, how well you communicate. Okay. And usually this is the layer that psychics or aura readers usually tap in for a reading, and to gain a better understanding of who exactly you are. Spiritual layer, which is also called the celestial layer. Now that is like the conduit of divine energy which is coming in. Right? And this is connected to the 3rd eye. This is where your intuition, the seat of intuition lies, seat of insight, how you're able to look at the world. What are you able to sense beyond physical sensory experiences, right? It stores information about your karmic patterns, your challenges, your past life. So usually the past life regressions and so many other Akashic records and so many things that there are different modalities people use to basically tap into what exactly is there in your what that your soul. It's like your soul story. It's all there in the spiritual layer. And it's a very important point of connection to your spiritual team. We all have soul groups, how we connect with other souls. And the final layer, which is the divine layer, and we call it the archetypal, the typical layer. And this of course includes, it's connected to your crown chakra, and therefore it's a set of the subconscious, the seat of the subconscious mind, where everything that you're doing, what is guiding you to do that. And there is a lot of cognitive, I would say, awareness of what you're doing. That high awareness comes when your crown chakra is, in proper spin at its optimum frequency, and connected to the divine. So that is where where you're going to connect to the higher realm. So and as we are talking about the physical part, so we should also know that how each chakra is also corresponding to different organs of our body, and which is why they affect. When these chakras are twisted, there's something happening in those chakras, they're underactive or overactive or blocked. These organs and the various processes which are related to these organs get affected. Like the third eye chakra, you have the hypophysis, right? And your crown chakra, the pineal gland. And you know about the nadis, of course, the Pingla Ida and the Sushumna, right? The heart chakra, thymus, throat chakra, thyroid, right? Like that, digestive system, directly related to your Manipura, your Swadhisthana, your kidneys, pancreas, your root chakra, your reproductive glands. So that's why whenever there is, when we see that there is a consistent issue with any kind of organ, any system, we also try to see energetically where it's going on, especially some unexplained things. How the chakras are actually responding, how the energy is flowing through, right? And this is as summing up your thoughts, emotional feelings, living environment, personality, belief systems, of course, your chakras, and of course, influence of also cosmic forces. They all together work on or affect or influence how high or low you are in your vibration, right? For example, feelings like shame, guilt, apathy, grief. See, these are all low vibration uh, emotions, right? The higher ones are peace, joy, love. That's why we feel expanded. Why does ultraviolet scatter so much? That's expansion. Why is red so constrictive, right? So these are the emotions which are directly related to it. And our pineal gland, that is the most beautiful gland, I think, and the most studied gland in Hindu text, in spirituality, in our ancient wisdom, how pineal gland is the main receiver and transmitter of information in your energy system, right? It's like the hardware, all the vision, hearing, all that you get, right? That goes to the conscious mind, the logical mind. It is processed, goes to the subconscious. That's a software where you have the intuitive senses, and then connects to the superconscious mind. So that is why we always say, when you want to uh, elevate your vibration, higher your vibrations, when you really want to, like we say, expand your consciousness. What does it mean? Why do we work on our third eye? Why do we always work on the crown and the third eye? That is the main reason, because these are connected to the pineal gland. So pineal gland is also set to connect the third eye as well, not just the crown chakra, right? So activating that, and there are so many things that help activate pineal gland, which I'm going to tell you both, maybe little exercises which you all can do, say, as part of your daily practice, right? And that is how readers are able to intuitively sense your aura. How do readers say, how will I, or how will any other aura readers sense your aura or get actually your aura in front of me? Either I can see it, so I'm a clairvoyant, or I hear it, I'm a clairaudient. I can just feel it. Sometimes you just feel certain things. You cannot express in words, you've not seen, heard, but you just feel it, right? Sometimes you just know it. It's very cognitive. So it's claircognizant. Feeling is clairsentient. Sometimes you taste. Some people are very intuitive with taste. They are clairgustants. And some are very strong with smell. You can smell some, I don't know about other, like I have a very strong sense of like, I can smell people's energy. Sometimes it sounds very weird to people, but that's how it is. They have strong sense of smell. You can smell whether it's right or wrong. It's not just bad or good, like bad smell or good smell, but you just smell it. You can smell the aura. So it sounds a little thing, only someone who's a psychic or aura reader may be able to relate, but this is just for information. Yeah. So what do we actually read in the aura? So what are we going to get? What is the information? One, as I mentioned, the size, how big or small your aura is, how further. So it's basically your energetic presence, right? But at the same time, very important, it's us to understand we may have a very big aura, a huge size, but maybe our quality is not good. Which is why we could have a great energetic presence, but at the quality level, probably we are vibrating at very low frequency. So that is also possible, right? Then comes the level of the aura. I will tell you about the level. The colors, coming to the main thing, the colors, like in chakra system, we've seen colors, the auric colors, right? And there are different defects that happen in the aura. And I will tell you in brief what those defects are. And of course, the chakra system, as we are saying, either they're balanced or they're blocked, underworking, or overworking. Size, I have already told you. Quality, so we measure the aura quality through our intuitive reading. Of course, I don't want to get into that process because that is something about training into aura reading. So we have, like, when we say level 0, which where the frequency is below 20 hertz. Now here, the person is in constant struggle mode, victimhood, misery, and it's consistent in heavy debt. You would have seen probably families which have been suffering debt through generations, always in the state of shame or guilt, right? Acute chronic depression, confusion, just not able to do anything. And we are just absorbed in that state. So that is levels of very low frequency, the vibrating. Level 1, which is like roundabout survival mode. Okay, you're watching, reading, learning, but no action, right? You're questioning reality, but not doing any concrete action because it just feels very hard. And I'm sure today, out of 15 of us, we all would have felt at least one of these, or maybe 2 or 3 also, at different stages of our lives. Maybe there have been phases we felt, my God, I'm just not. We know what is happening. Sometimes we are aware of what we are in. But you are, yaar, nahi ho raha, can't do it, not able to do it. You're not able to push yourself out and do something about it. It just, everything feels so hard. That is level 1. So much of self-doubt. Level 2, you're working very hard. Okay, hard work mode. But still, something is stuck somewhere. And you'll always, I'm working so hard, then why is that not happening? What is that thing which is stuck there? I'm working hard. So something is there. Definitely it is higher vibration, but something is still stuck, which you're not aware. Level 3, which is 750 hertz or 963, even beyond. 963 hertz is the vibration of your inner eye, your third eye, right? You're totally in alignment mode. Universe works for you, you work for the universe. There is synchronicity, high intuition, abundance, growth. It's like the activation of God frequency within your system. You are so connected with the divine, right? Absolute abundance, right? This is the highest highest vibration, which all of us want to reach. Finally, this is what we want. But to reach that, we have to also understand what is happening. Why am I at level 2? Why am I not going at level 3? Right? So all these things are done through aura reading. Next comes the color part, right? So we have certain color components in our aura. The aura, if you would have seen, the saints and very highly evolved people, you would have seen those pictures where they have this halo here. That halo is depicted on top of the head. That is nothing but the static and the dominant aura. That part of your aura is actually, it is actually the core personality at your soul level. That is your aura. Which is like, if Ramesh, you have a particular aura, there is Ramesh's aura. Usually it doesn't change over your lifetime unless and until you are vigorously working on your path of, on a spiritual path, and you are really hiding your vibration frequencies. Yes, your aura can change. But usually that is your core personality. Everybody has their own, right? And so dominant is right above the head, static is little more above. And dominant is more about your conscious mind. It's like, those very core thought patterns, if Ramesh, if I give you something to do, there is a certain way you will do it. That is like your modus operandi. That is Ramesh's way to do it. Yeah. So that is your core thought. That it doesn't change. It is not like it's something, okay, today, something, and tomorrow. Aisa nahi hai. That is your nature, basic. So it's a very conscious and you're very aware of it, usually. And which is why you're able to focus on certain things. You have that awareness of what to focus on. What is my focus in life, right? So these all things are depicted in your dominant aura. Static aura is a little more divine, like this unconscious, subconscious. It's your core personality at the soul level. So there's a soul characteristic that everyone has. Then you have the dynamic. Dynamic itself tells that these are the changing colors. So the left side is always the receiving side, which is the yin, which is the female. And that's why, the ida, that's why we say it is the yin. It is the female side, the ida nadi. Pingala is the right side, which is the giving one. And so the receiving one is the left dynamic aura, which actually depends upon, so whatever an aura, the colors that are there on your left side are actually going to be, they might change today because it all depends on the environment, what you're receiving from your environment, what others are giving you. Maybe if suppose Ramesh, maybe, or anybody, okay, I won't say Ramesh, and someone, like, I can only see you, so I tend to name you, say Radhika, right? So now, say Radhika, you are in a situation, not at all a conducive one. Maybe you are not receiving a good treatment by somebody, and you are consistently in that situation. So if I see your left side aura, it is going to have a very low frequency colors because the kind of reception you are having from your environment. Same Radhika, now I shift her to a very healthy environment, the left dynamic aura will change because now she is receiving healthy vibrations. Right dynamic is something that you give out to them, what people perceive of you. So your right side aura will be something what people think about you. Say if you have a lot of yellow, maybe people think, oh wow, such a vibrant, very creative person, very confident person. Another person will always see you as a very confident one, right? So it all depends upon the colors that are there on your left, right, but they keep changing based on environment. What is somewhat constant is static and dominant on the condition that I'm in, right? So just a picture, and so there is a beautiful photography, which is called Kirlian photography, through which, so Kirlian photography, see, we cannot really see the nadis, like really that, but we can see the flow of energy, which itself reflects, okay, how the nadis are branching out into the body. I mean, inside the body. So it's not like really you can see her nadis because they are so ultra microscopic. Not even microscopic. It cannot be seen. So this is something like, this is how the aura is actually seen. This is how we see real aura. So like red, orange. You see the person here? Can you see the person here? The person's face? So you can see this yellow aura, the green and blue. So this is how it's not going to be like straight, some blue line or red line. They're all very mingled, very mixed kind of energy. But this is how aura is seen, right? So
Deepika, just a quick timeline check.
yeah.
Your session is really very interesting, and for those who might not have the time, please do feel free to drop off whenever you are not able to continue. For others who might want to continue, then you can stay. So we have another 5-10 minutes, but
I'll take another 10 minutes. I will need, and I'll be done.
Sure. From my side, I'm perfectly fine. But if
I'm so sorry. I know. I mean, even I didn't want to really rush through it.
Yes, it was very nice. What you're saying is very nice. So for those who might be in a hurry, please do feel free to drop away while we logically conclude this satsang.
Yeah.
Please carry on.
Right. All right. I go to the next one. This is something that is seen with Kirlian photography. This is how the aura is seen. This is like a real picture of this particular person and this particular person. So you can actually see how these colors are so, you can make out, the intensity and the type, the darkness of the colors here, probably whatever this particular person is maybe going through. Seeing this big red and blue patch, everything will reflect something. I don't want to get into color psychology because I think I can do that itself in another session. That is itself is a huge thing. So I don't want to get into that. And if you see this person, it's something more light. Yeah, there is green. There is so much of love. Green is love, warmth, empathy. Yellow is that vibrance. It's like everything is in balance. The red, yellow, green, everything. Nothing is getting concentrated anywhere and disrupting the flow. Yeah. So this is something that even through intuitive methods, people can see this. Right. So it's like, if you see a lowest energy where this person probably is totally engulfed in that. So this person could be at level 0. Whereas this one just, you see the violets and the blues and the whites. They have this divine surrender and a strong spiritual connection, which could be the level 3 aura. So this is how we determine what level aura is. And then we come to the last part, what exactly is the defect in the aura? Why is your aura like this? What you're seeing. So now it comes to the more technical things. Just like you take a fabric and you punch holes, small holes with needles or anything, something sharper. Things will, like a bucket with leaks, holes, and everything is leaking out, right? It's very similar to that. Think of your aura like a fabric and you have punctured holes. So what is happening now? The energy flow is getting disrupted. Your life force energy is leaking out. And outside negativity can enter your aura very easily because now you have these holes. Now, if these are not treated over the time, multiple leaks can, nothing, if at the same place, if you keep poking holes, what will happen? That part of the fabric will tear. Same analogy. There'll be a tear if there are multiple leaks. Now it's like an open wound now. If you keep pricking your needle at one point, one particular surface area, now there'll be a big wound. So that's an open wound, which again, same thing. Just like on a skin, it will cause infection. So your energy, the amount of energy that is going to leak out and the amount of negativity that will enter, right? Just like a puncture in the tire. So the entire, that you can say that blob of energy goes missing from that particular area. Okay? And every type of defect affects different layers. Like leaks impact the physical and the astral body. The tears, they impact the physical and astral again like leaks because they are nothing but magnified versions of leaks. Scars just like your human scar. Something has happened in your past and that has left you. How many of us have actually experienced this? Something has happened maybe 20 years back, but it still hurts. We say, right? No, that still hurts, that experience. Why is it hurting? Because it was not resolved. It's a scar that particular experience left in your energy. which is why you still feel the pain and hurt when you think about it, and it's still there, very fresh. It's still very sore. You touch it and it'll pain. So you would not even want to discuss about it. But that doesn't mean it is healed. You may hide the scar, but you can't hide the pain, right? And most of the times, the mental and emotional experiences, traumas, different kind of, these are the ones which cause scars. And therefore, that is why scars are affecting your mental and emotional body, right? It completely disrupts your energy system. Then you have parasitic cords. Some place, some person, you are still connected to in a very negative way. Maybe you've seen many times after divorces. It could be even after death. It could be a place you've lived in, a house that you have lived in, and now you've shifted, but you're just so connected to that, and it is disrupting your actually quality of life. If that connection that you still have with somebody or something is disrupting your quality of life, it's a parasitic cord. Think that it's like a cord which is connecting you to another person, and it is sucking out. It has to thrive. That cord is like a living creature. It has to thrive. It is taking our energy, just like a parasite. So they are all energetic remains of our relationships in the world with people, places, events. And that's why they're, even in energetic practices, you all must have heard about cord cutting, we say. What is cord cutting? It's nothing but you cut off that cord from your energy body so that it's not able to disrupt you. It's not able to suck your life out, right? And doesn't keep hooked on. And it affects the astral body for very obvious reasons. Yeah. Then you have psychic attacks. We call it, like we say, nazar lagna, right? So they happen. They happen. I mean, it's all, of course, it's the beliefs, and some people may or may not believe. But psychic attacks happen when there's a very strong negative field, which could be intentional or unintentional. And this is continuously, it's like targeting you. And it does influence. If your aura, if you do not keep your aura healthy and strong, you will not be able to deal with. And remember, as I'm going up 1 to 6, it's the intensity of the what do you call, the defect is increasing. So psychic attack is like on number 5. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm very sorry. Yeah. So it is increasing in intensity. Psychic attacks is, that's why it affects the astral, mental, and emotional bodies. And the most khatarnak one are the entities. The entities where we say, and it's nothing like ghost and all. Of course, we have made a big hangama out of it, but it's more about there are different souls which have their own unresolved journeys, which, because they are very low in vibration and low energy, they stay with us. They want to be close to us so that they can share that fuel, that energy from us. But it's not a healthy way to live. They need to have their own journeys covered. If required, take their physical birth and then probably, resolve their karmas, all the unresolved, and maybe there are a lot of karmic baggages that they are carrying. So those are the entities, right? So these are the kind of defects our aura has. And and there are certain aura reading techniques and all, which readers and psychics will know. They can see what kind of defects every person is carrying. And then relating those defects to the chakra status. We check the chakra status also. We do the color, this thing, understanding the colors, everything. And then it's like a complete blueprint. That's why it's called the aura read. The reading report is your blueprint. Everything we know. Ye aura, this is why it's happening. This is why it's happening. Oh, you have gastric issues. This is why it's happening. Everything, right? And this last bit that I wanted to tell about, very small exercises we can do, because as I said, pineal gland is a very important gland. It opens the gateway between the realms, the physical and the astral realms, and activates your pituitary gland, again, the third eye chakra. Since we all know pineal gland is a light sensitive, in fact, melatonin is secreted by pineal gland, which gives us the sleep-wake cycle. We are able to sense light, and we know how our circadian rhythm, how our clock functions. You know, the energetic clock that we have. So it determines that, which is why it's very important to spend a lot of time in sunlight or sunset. It's important. So it's not just, why do we say we feel nice when we do that Surya Namaskar during sunrise? Why do we feel nice sitting at the beach on a sunset, in front of a sunset? What is that? That feeling nice is nothing but your pituitary and your pineal gland is getting activated. So whatever we feel is not hawa mein. There is something happening in your body, which is why you're feeling in certain way. So the more we spend our time with sunlight and during sunset, the higher our pineal gland is activated. 963 hertz, as I mentioned, if we listen to it every day, it's a great way, again, since now we know everything is about energy, frequency, vibration. So we are externally giving those vibrations, those frequencies to our body. So automatically with constant practice. But then at the same time, we have to also remember only doing this doesn't solve the problem, right? There are so many other things. You have to first understand, when we understand the blueprint of our aura, we know what are the defects. We do cleansing. We do things which are going to balance our chakras. We help ourselves heal if needed at the psychological level, mental, emotional, however. So everything put together is going to put us on the journey of healing. Healing is not curing anything. It's not going to resolve. It's only empowering. You're in a better place at a higher, you are vibrating now at a higher frequency than you were. That is what healing is. So healing doesn't mean everything closes, khatam, oh wow, I'm feeling great. No, healing in fact is the messiest thing. You'll feel very messed up during the healing process, right? And yeah, so which is why we say putting the bindi, tilak on your third eye. Why is it so important? Because it activates our third eye. Then Shambhavi Mudra, of course, we know when we meditate, we converge our eyeballs to the center and practice it daily, connect with nature, humming sounds, right? And we can even reprogram, as I said, based on, don't worry about these levels, they're just levels of reprogramming, which I mentioned, like say at the first level, okay, you'll feel temporary relief. Maybe you will just, just at once, I'm so sorry, one second. I'm so sorry, my children are a little restless. Yeah. So that is just a temporary relief that we say, okay. That's why, when we do that energy healing, like just one session and we feel wow. But that doesn't mean everything is cured. It's just a very temporary relief, right? There are so many other things that you have to do. Then level 2 would be we work on the energy. We do some psychological tools. We do the both mind and energy work. That probably you will get good results, but yet to reach the permanent state. Permanent comes only when you reach the root cause, like what is happening at that soul level, right? And that's why most spiritual masters work only on this level to guide us and help in breaking. That's the first thing that a spiritual master will say: break your patterns, break your karmic patterns. How do we recognize our patterns and shed those karmic baggages, right? And therefore, the level 4 is about resolution of an entire holistic where mind, body, soul, everything gets resolved. So this is how we program. And yeah, this is where I would end the aura thing. I mean, there is so much more I could have, but then this itself has made me overshoot my time. I'm so sorry for that. And I hope, you all were, this is useful for you. And just before we open for question answers, I would just like to tell you that, in fact, at the School of Ancient Wisdom, we are having a beautiful retreat in August, 3rd and 4th August. And this is completely based on Mahabharata. The theme is Mahabharata, and it is organized by a team of storytellers, and they are experts in Mahabharata, and they have like literally they eat Mahabharata for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, and they are called Mahabharata dialogues, where they share epic stories, which are some known, some unknown stories, and the ancient wisdom which comes along with Mahabharata. So, this is a retreat where we're going to have a lot of stories, games. We're going to have performances. We have a theater performance. We'll have Mohiniyattam, a lot of things. So, this is just a very sneak peek into it. And we have only limited seats, which is 18, considering 18 as a very pious number in our Indian ancient wisdom. Third and fourth, as I said, venue is this, and it includes food, 5 meals, and 4 high teas across 2 days. Stay twin sharing, but then in case someone wants to take individual rooms, like single rooms, single bed, then that comes at a higher cost. You have to pay. Exclusions, of course, the travel, commute, and other expenses at the venue. The prices are given till 30th June. We are running at 9,900, which again adds up to 18. And till 31st July, it's 12,690, again adding up to 18. So very strategically, these prices also have been designed. And this is the number where you all can reach out to. So I'll also be a part of this retreat, as in I'm one of the co-facilitators. 4 facilitators we are. So I'm going to be one of them. And let me know if anyone of you are interested. And Swati, you can let Swati know, or directly to me. And this is where I end, and I'm open to answering any questions.
Thank you so much, Deepika. That was very nice. If anybody has any questions, could you please ask the questions now? The session was very interesting, so we did extend our timeline.
So sorry, I really want to apologize for this.
No need at all to
I my
apologize.
best to restrict it.
It was really enriching.
Thank you so much.
Would
Anything you
anybody have
want
any
to ask me, whatever.
In fact, maybe if I just echo Ramamani ji, wanted to say that it would be nice if you had another session with us. Probably Swati could arrange for it, where we specifically look at the last two. You know, if you look at how to strengthen and reprogram your aura, because that itself is a topic by itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm totally open to doing it. Like, I just wanted to cover, small bits of every part of it. So, so I just needed to give that at least like a teaser.
Yes.
But if you really get into the aura science, each slide can itself be a 1-hour session. We can expand it to our might. Thank you, Smriti. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. So if there is no more questions, we'll close the session now. Any more questions from anybody else? Okay. So, well, before we leave, we would like to really thank you, Deepika. That was very nice. You've been a very earthy person, very down to earth. You've put all the information through to us in a very succinct manner, very clear and concise. And I think when you look at the aura and the etheric body and the subtle bodies of our being, it does tend to make us more aware. Of course, we've all been exposed to this knowledge before, but the way you've deep dived into certain aspects, I think it definitely leaves us wanting for more. In fact, we would love to have an experience, maybe in another session, of what you were talking about. A little experiential snippet of becoming aware of our aura first of all, and how to reprogram it. So on that note of gratitude.
In fact, Ramesh, I had actually planned out one little activity, but it would have taken another 15-20 minutes, so I just cut it off. We can actually do another session. Oh, it's a beautiful exercise where actually I will help you see your aura. So, but it will take some time. So yeah, I would love to do that.
Yes, I think that'll be very useful, and it'll be a practical experience of what you were saying, and that would be something that I think if each of us learn how to do, we can become more self-aware, and therefore as seekers, it'll take us closer to our ultimate aim of self-realization as opposed to sense gratification, which is what many people in life get stuck with. So it'll help take us forward as well. So thank you so much on that attitude of gratitude. I'd like to close this session. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing you again. And for those who are interested, please do contact her for the program that is coming up now. On this note of gratitude, let us all sit straight with our head, neck, and back aligned. Take a deep breath and let go. At this point, let us all remember our loved ones, those in our communities who might need our prayers, because this Loka Samasta prayer is so powerful when we all do it together. And I have personally experienced that when we do think of our loved ones or those in our communities, or even ourselves who might need some help or some prayers in any area of our life, this really does work. So please think of that person's name or the person's face, what they might be going through, what kind of healing they might need. Just think of that within your heart as we're doing this. Also, at the same time, as a group, let us collectively send out healing, love, and truth to the world at large. Once again, the back, neck, and head aligned. Take a nice deep breath. Stabilize yourself within as we connect with each other. Just observe the silence, which is the language of the soul. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, everyone. And this is Ramesh on behalf of the School of Ancient Wisdom signing off. And please do bring your loved ones and your friends along as well to our Spiral of Wisdom that happens every Thursday between 6:30 and
Sorry, Ramesh. Sorry to disturb you. Ramesh, where is Sajani? I haven't seen her in a long time.
She was recuperating actually from an